So again, this is Brian Winkel. I'm the director of SIMIODE, and I'm the person who does the least amount of work on the organizing committee to pull this off. And I want to thank all of you for attending and for even sticking around for this, because I don't have that much information, but I do want to share some thoughts with you. The first one is that I want to thank the mathdepartment.org and Kevin Cook, and I continually hear through chat in between and so forth that this is a marvelous platform. And I know that Kevin works very hard with his colleagues in pulling this off. He does the Society for Mathematical Biology, and I'm hoping that more people will recommend this to their organizations as being a host platform. I want to thank the moderators for the sessions, the hosts, certainly the presenters, and all of you who are attendees, and especially the organizing committee, who we would meet roughly once a month, and we kept it to 1 hour, and we tasked each other things, and people gave ideas, and some people couldn't make some meetings and so forth. But I really appreciate all that they've done to put this together and to do some introductions and moderating. Good things in the future, all the sessions that were presentations, that is not poster sessions or not breakouts, will be recorded, have been recorded, and then we'll try to get them up and running in 3 to 4 weeks. We have the roster emails for all roughly 220 of you at this conference. And we will make sure you're aware of that happening so that you can refer to, first of all, your own talk, and second of all, send one to Aunt Louise so she can see what you really are about. But third, so that others can come and see what you're talking about, and you can get to see the talks that you missed, if you wish, because you were talking or doing something else. So our next conference is going to be next year. And we had a first one for 2 days, then we went to 4 days, and maybe we need to settle into an equilibrium or a steady state of 3 days. We'll see. But we'll be in touch with you and let you know when that conference will take place. So here's some opportunities. Unabashed plug for our SIMIODE text, which is part of a revenue sustainability effort, but more importantly, a real thrust into supporting faculty who want to teach differential equations in a modeling approach first. Kurt Bryan has been wonderful about constructing materials to support the text and writing the text itself and going through iterations. We have a wonderful copy editor in Sheila Miller who really did a great job in shaping up what is already good writing, and so we're very proud of that text. So that's the first thing. And of course, you can get access to that by coming to us online. And here we go. Other opportunities, participating in the SCUDM, the SIMIODE Challenge Using Differential Equations Modeling. We had some sessions in a parallel track on that. SCUDM 7 will be here in 2022, and all of the materials from SCUDM will be posted. The outstanding student presentations will be posted on our YouTube imminently, but we haven't gotten to that yet. The problems can be found at the same place that you registered. So if you want to take a look at what those were about and what problems were asked, and they're really interesting problems, you can go there. And of course, there'll be opportunities to register for next August, and we'll be promoting that. We'll be in touch with you. As I said, we'll have the conference next year. Some of the sessions that were informal and weren't recorded, we may come back to you and say, gee, wouldn't you give that in a more formal setting, maybe with more time or more engagement or through a workshop. So as I have to say all the time to those of you who are out there teaching and doing interesting things, what you're doing is really valuable to someone else. You may not think that, but I can tell you it's valuable, because as an editor of Primus, the journal, I've published materials on things that colleagues like you have done. And then I've gotten emails from people saying, that was a fantastic article, as if somehow I wrote it, but I passed that along to the authors. And the same when you give talks. If you give a talk somewhere, be sure to consider writing it up for one of the journals. We had several of them represented here in this session, from the UMath Journal, We didn't have one from Primus, but we had the Math Association of America journals. And keep those in mind when you're teaching and finding that the class likes what you're doing. Others want to hear about that. This summer, we have the MAA Open Math Workshop. It hasn't been promoted yet, but we were selected in SIMIODE to run a 4-day online intensive workshop for people who want to learn how to teach using modeling in their differential equation course. This will be intense, but it will essentially say, here's a bunch of workshops which will share with you and put you in the role of a student as to how to experience modeling. And then over the end of the second day, we'll try to get you to pick one of the modeling activities that we have or one that you've created yourself and teach it to your peers to get a flavor for what that's like and get some feedback. This is funded by the Mathematical Association of America and the University of Colorado at Boulder, and you can find the announcements, which will be forthcoming pretty soon. They're capping these at 25 per workshop. They're pretty confident they're going to fill them, and I'm hopeful as well. So look hard for it, and if you're interested, be sure to sign up. I don't know all the details except what we're doing at our end. Again, I want to thank Kevin Cook and the entire math department team for working to help this make what we think has been a successful conference. You always look back at something and say, boy, I wish I would have done, I could have done, and so forth. So we're going to give you the opportunity in the next few days by an email to tell us some of the things we should have done, maybe even some of the things we shouldn't have done, by giving us some feedback. Rather informal, but important to hear from you, including some of the things you liked and what it is that you liked about it. We started this conference last year. We have it this year. We plan it for the next year. And we appreciate the platform. We may change the length, we may change some formats, but one of the things we hope not to change is working with the people at mathdepartment.org, who do a marvelous job and have a wonderful platform that enables conversations. So as I said, we value your feedback and we would love to hear from you, but I'll send an email in the next day or so. Right now, I'm gonna take off and watch a football game and enjoy, and the organizing committee will meet in a week or so after we get some data from Kevin on attendance at the session, so we know, what seemed to be happening, because we're all with our heads directly into things. So we thank you again very much for this. We have not much more to say. We do appreciate your participation, because without it, there wouldn't be any conference. And I'm going to say farewell until we meet somehow in the, Deb Hughes raised her hand. So that means she wants to say something. Is that right? You open your mic. Can we do that?
I have my mic open. Can you hear me?
Yeah, at least I can. I assume Boyan and Nathan and Mark can hear that. But go ahead.
Yes. I wanted to say, I think this is already in the chat, but Brian, you have done an amazing job. Amazing. Rest of the audience, you're supposed to agree.
Okay.
You've done an amazing job of keeping the enthusiasm going. You might think you did nothing. I might think you might be completely wrong. You've done an amazing job of finding people from all over the world in all kinds of inconvenient time zones. We would never have met them without you and without Zoom. Yes, it took both. But thank you very, very much. I'm looking forward to next February. And I appreciate your contributions, not only to the people who came here, but to the whole community.
Well, it's been great joy, and it's been good to meet friends and you did as well. And it's good to meet people that are brand new. I'm looking at Cecil down here, and I was, and working on the escape problem with him, and then hearing from Deborah from Ghana. Was remarkable, and Mark from Australia, and all sorts of regions. And I'm looking at some of the pictures of people who have been in sessions and everything. And I want to encourage you to share your ideas because, as I've said many, many times, you do fascinating things in class and you need to share it, not just at our conference, but at regional meetings, in short articles. Sometimes the article isn't quite a perfect fit or the journal isn't, but you can talk to the editors. They're always looking for interesting ideas. So don't keep it under a bushel, you know, bring it out so the world can see it. And we've appreciated all of those who've done just that. And unless there's some other comment, I'm going to say thank you and wish you well and wish that you are safe and that you and your families and your students can, and they are your family, will have a continued success. So that's it from Chardon, Ohio and SIMIODE, and thank you for coming. Bye now.
Thank you.
Brian, thank you.
Okay, Nathan, okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Abdi, it was nice to see you again.
Oh, can I talk? Yes. I will
Yeah.
email you something, write some email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Great. Brian,
Yeah.
thank you. It was wonderful. It was just a great experience, as always.
Yes, good for you. And
I brought one of my students too that I've been working with,
oh, who was that?
Lorraine Manjupa.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
she enjoyed it. And
She did, yes.
I think somehow a conference like this could be exceptionally good for students. You just got to work at figuring out how to do more of that. But
Absolutely. And we're going to get, I'm going to get together with her and we're going to go through a lot of this material
okay.
and use it.
Okay.
Good.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for those kind words, Deb. I appreciate that. And that we all
Well deserved.
like to share, and this is a good sharing, and maybe it's because I'm retired that I really like this because you don't get that much interaction. But I found in moving to Ohio where I am, there's a Lakeland Community College nearby, and these folks do SIMIODE stuff and they have their own Ohio differential equations group. And so now that this is over, I'm going to go visit them and see how I can get involved with real people, and not that you're fake, but real people on as best as possible in a community college setting nearby here. So meanwhile, we'll just wait out and see if the snow ever disappears from here. So that's anyone else? Okay. Because I'm going to stop sharing and bid you farewell. Take care, take care, take care. Okay, bye-bye.